We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Why don't you just take your mama home some chicken, and then I won't have to stuff my food all up in your ass?
It's time. Right now.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow! Welcome to my nightmare. Let the game begin.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting, or should I say Good Real Hunting 2021, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brett Man's right over here. Like I said, it's been good real hunting since the beginning of October. We've been celebrating Halloween all month long, and tonight's going to be no different. We're going to be doing our second, actually, live/out episode where we're going to have Halloween 2018 versus the newcomer Halloween Kills, and the Brett Man over here is going to be moderating this bad boy for the first time, right? First time moderating?
Yeah,
Second
but I'm kind of worried about Chris, though.
Oh, well, Chris got by Michael in an alley somewhere, but I think he's still going to make it. He's just working. He had a tourniquet he was putting on. He's going to make it home.
I told that son of a bitch that he had to quit making the McDowell, Dr. Loomis voices. People get really offended by that because people don't like that Dr. Loomis, and he was going to got one of these days, and tonight was the night, man. Like
he definitely got. He got, man, but I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be just fine. He's out there trying to kill evil tonight. But yeah, so we're waiting on our friend Chris to jump in. He's going to be my opponent tonight. It should just be a few minutes, so we just wanted to go ahead and hop in, hang out with you guys, see all was here, maybe get some questions rolling up, just in case Brett has some time to pull any of those from the chat tonight.
Oh yeah, because I will be looking at them because I got some questions here, but this was a little bit tougher to generate some questions. So, I've been trying to get like even level questions so both sides have like equal arguments. But I'm telling you, it was tough, man. So,
oh, it's always tough to come up, especially with movies like this. This is going to be a fun time, I think. Halloween Kills being a little bit more divisive, I think, but Halloween 2018 has its haters too, so I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. If you guys haven't caught a /out episode yet, this is where we take two movies and we put them up against each other and we have ourselves a good old-fashioned debate with one lucky person in the middle calling the shots, giving us the questions, making things even. We've had a lot of great matchups so far, so be sure to check out some of those old ones as well if you're into it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Whoa! Yeah, Brett, man. It's going to be Austin Powers time.
Yeah, actually, I didn't forget. I just don't want to do the dance.
Oh, it's going to be happy time.
I know. Au contraire, it is you who can't resist me.
Man, I got to say real quick, I saw you in here the other night, or I think it was the other night, but I didn't get a chance to say, hey, freaking Filthy Dan the Man's in the house.
Yeah,
haven't seen this man in a long time, man. So it's good to see you back in the party here, man. I meant to say something the other day when I saw your name pop up, but we were just in the middle of a heated argument.
Yeah, so who else is in the chat here? We saw Chris, we saw Filthy Dan, we got Bacon Pew Pew, we got the Chad and stirring shit up, which we kind of need you to stir shit up because we need some good questions tonight too in the chat. I know you got something. We got Miss Carter, how are you? We got King Need Gore, what is going on, Your Majesty? However, which I also want to thank King real quick because he has done some promoting for us over on his channel in the community tab to try to get us to 500 subscribers. So King, thank you. And everybody else too. Thank you all guys so much. We're halfway there and we're living on a prayer.
Oh!
Living on a prayer, yeah.
Thanks, King. You've always been really nice to us and helpful along the way. So I appreciate that. Much appreciated, my friend. As well as all of you guys too, man.
And then we also got the fluff here of Evil Dies in 2022.
Ooh, or shall we say it ends?
And then we got Kyle. What's going on, Kyle? And we got to make a quick announcement on good old Kyle here. He has finally hit over 100 subscribers. So, Kyle, congratulations, man.
Hell yeah, Kyle. I like it. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Yeah, and then, of course, one of our good buddies from high school, Cole, is here with us.
Oh, yeah, dude. What's up, my friend? Whose dog is that?
So, and Fluff says, so you better be afraid of me.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, Kyle's a big fan of Halloween Kills, so we're glad to have him in the house tonight for sure.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm sure he can think of a question or two as well if we can get to it. And then Miss Carr says, sorry, I'm not staying. I'm in the middle of a double feature. Just wanted to say hi to everyone, and I'll watch the replay later. Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to come back a little bit towards the end, you could get your vote in.
That's right. We're going to do the poll here tonight, right, Birdman?
Yes, that's right. I actually learned this over on Dave McCrae's channel when he was doing this 25K celebration, which Dave McCrae, congratulations. If you ever find this, congratulations. And he figured out a poll option you could do on YouTube. And when the time is right towards the end, I will release that poll so you all can vote on here to decide who made the best argument, not the best movie. Very important word right there, best argument.
That's what it's all about, man. This is making your case. And we much appreciate it if you guys hanging out with us again. I know we've done I think this is the third live stream in a week, but we've just been trying to get everything in before the end of the month, and this is one we wanted to do before the month ended.
Because I think right now, the first week of like the newer month, like first week of November, except for maybe a lunch club where you're still talking about it, I'm going to go a little bit on a hiatus for at least a week. And then we'll be back just in time for freaking Rocky and Drago.
Don't do it, Rocco.
Go get him, Rocco. And then let's see here. King says divisive is just a way to say this is the Halloween 3 of this era, and y'all will appreciate it more someday. Maybe. I think he's referencing Halloween Kills. That's a very good possibility. I think we're just harsh on it right now because of just the amount of waiting we had to do for this film, and we just got disappointed. So maybe as time goes on, we can appreciate Kills more. So I do agree with that statement.
Yeah, and I've said it a few times. I don't think it's a bad movie. I was disappointed in it. More so, it's really more disappointing than I think it's bad, which is why it's floating around that 3 out of 5 territory for me. It's because I think, I had expectations for this to really just blow 18 out of the water, because the story's set up now. Let's just get to, let's let some shit hit the fan a little bit, and it did. But I was a little disappointed with the way that the story went out and everything like that. But we'll get more into that here in a little bit.
And then let's see here. Okay. King Gore says, no problem. If y'all need a guest, just make sure it's a banger. Don't be scared. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. We would love to have you on in the channel someday. Absolutely. We got to get the king of YouTube on here.
Absolutely, man. That'd be awesome. I would love to do that. I tell you what,
what's up?
Movie chat more.
What's going on? Thank you so much, and of course, our boy Frank for the Slaughtered Lamb. What's going on, my friend?
And Frank the Tank, Slaughtered Lamb movie podcast, freaking going off the rails at the moment. It's a freaking party train, so hop on while you can. If you wait too long, it's going to be the cool thing to do, and then you'll be considered a bandwagon. So go ahead and get on the train now, while it's still heating up.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. They're just on they're on fire right now. I'm stealing a phrase from Matt Vacci real quick. So, holy crap, look who's here.
Would you look at that?
No.
Buongiorno. Brett, this is actually your second time moderating, isn't it? You did the one with, what was it? You did...
Insidious and Malignant.
Yeah, that's right. That crazy fest.
Yeah, and I was so excited to be moderator for that until freaking Malignant just, did a complete 180 and decided not to be the movie we thought it was. So that was the hardest thing to make questions for.
Hey, it was fun, man. But hey, man. So Chris, we just kind of been entertaining the chat for a minute. Do you want to go ahead and pull the rules for Slash It Out up, Bert, man? We'll go over
Are you not entertained?
Uska!
Not entertained. What?
No, do not. I just say that you do your freaking McDowell, Dr. Loomis impressions, and that's what got you got.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, fellas. You see this right here? Life is all about balance. You buy a lot and your beer, buddy.
Vodka and water.
You get drunk and hydrated at the same time. I mean,
this is not going to be pretty. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Chris. We're glad you're here with us. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get the episode or the live stream underway, and let's go over some of the rules. Brad, do you want to go over them, or do you want me to?
Sure. Yeah. So we're gonna kick a coin toss here is going to determine who gets the first movie pick between HC Teen and Kills. Brett's going to flip a coin. Chris is going to call it because he's on a losing streak at the moment, and we want to give him any advantage he can get. The winner of today's matchup is going to be chosen by you guys actually here tonight. Brettman has found a way to put a poll right into YouTube, so you guys can vote on it before the episode is over with. We'll put that up towards the end of the episode. Be sure to vote on who makes the best argument and not just your favorite movie of the two. The winner of this match up is going to be the moderator for the next Slash It Out episode, and they will pick that next matchup as well. And of course, the moderator at the end of the day, they can fact check, they can do things, they can pull questions, they can make their own questions, but at the end of the day, the moderator must stay neutral.
Yeah. I couldn't say that any better myself. And I say before we actually do get started, I do have a tail of the tape if y'all want to look at that real quick. But let me get the chat. I saw some newcomers come in. We got Aiden, what's going on?
Hello.
We got Destiny, what's going on? Which you want to see her makeup look for the day. Scared the shit out of me. And then Mikey, what's going on, my friend? Like, scary in a good way. Like, it's really well done. And then we got Gary Rangel. What's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Gary.
What's up, Gary?
So, let's go to the tail of the tape.
Reveal. Sorry.
Ooh, I got that little Spanish R. But anyways, tail of the tape here. Chris, do you see anything that just grabs at you real quickly?
Yeah, the Halloween Kills didn't make very much, did it? No, of course.
Well,
it's pandemic times. You're right, of course. Yes.
I think it's up to 90 million now too, by the way.
Is it? Wow. Interessante. I really enjoy that. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to spoil too much. No, it all looks good to me, bud.
I'm glad you said that, actually, because we are going to be talking spoilers tonight for Halloween Kills, obviously. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, just be careful of that. We'll make that announcement again here in a minute. But yeah. So obviously the numbers for Halloween Kills, that's a rolling number that's going to continue to make money. It's still very much fresh in the theaters. So honestly, I think it's off to a really good start, all things considered, with the delay, and you got Peacock in the mix and things like that. There wasn't as much. I mean, for us there was, but in general, there probably wasn't as much excitement to get to it, as there was for the general audience. But I think it's off to a really good start, and I think it's going to continue to make some money. The numbers overall, the audience score, they're pretty close. Not great scores for Kills, but overall, I think people, there's a lot of people out there that like it still, including our boy Kyle in the house here today. And but nothing too surprising here at all.
Oh, and Brad, Chris, you already deducted a point. I have no tolerance for tardiness, so Brad has my vote. So you're gonna have to do a really good job arguing here. But no, pretty much you guys said it best. With you also, there's nothing much left for me to say about the tail of the tape. So I say let's go ahead and get down to the coin flip.
Let's flip a coin.
All right, let me get this out of here. Let me go comment section one more time here, just to make sure. What's going on, Eric? How are you doing? Destiny feels sick from those contacts. Again, y'all need to check it out to know what she's talking about. Like, again, amazing work. And Jake, what is going on, my friend? Went to the Kentucky Scare Fest, met Felissa Rose, lucky, because I've been trying to meet her again, but 3 straight times where she had to cancel or she couldn't make it. So, I'm just like, ugh. And then King Hodder, Bill Mosley, Dave Sheridan, and Killer Clowns cast. Damn, dude.
My boy was on a roll this day.
Dude, and I even think Wham was there, too. That's that same Kentucky.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
right, man. So, dude, I'm jealous. So, I feel like we should just quit the show and then just hide in the corner. But, and then Aiden says, I enjoyed Halloween Kills, but it ain't my favorite horror film of the year. That belongs to Malignant. Right now, I would say yes. I agree with that. And then, Zach, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here.
All right, let's get to freaking flipping and see what's going to happen here. Chris,
all
like
right.
I said, you get to call it, my friend. Why are we all wearing black today?
It's a dark day.
This is blue, Bubby. Look, this is all my Titans gear, man. I bought this yesterday at the Titans game.
Tighten up.
Heads. Tails. Just want to make sure it ain't a double-sided coin like a freaking Harvey Dent.
Okay.
All right, so Chris.
Now is that a quarter American?
It is a 1993 quarter. Yes.
Okay. Very well.
Pretty good year.
Of course, we're gonna call tails. It's gonna be tails.
All right. Here we go.
I know it in my bones.
Okay. It landed on my pant. It landed. We're good. It is tails.
No.
Chris.
Oh.
Okay. I'm taking 18, Bubby. I got to.
All right. Fair enough.
I kind of figure whoever was going to win the coin toss would get 2018. So as I ask my first question, everybody in the chat, if you have a question, if that really intrigues me, that I feel like would be a good little like argument, go ahead right now. So let me go ahead and let's just do something a little light to start out here. And this was kind of like a debate I've been seeing, and a lot of people have been freaking going over this for actually both movies, and that is going to be the score. So let's talk about it. Both movies have amazing scores because, again, it's the consistency of being produced by, again, John Carpenter and his son, I believe, Cody Carpenter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Cody's buddy, David Davids.
Yes, David Davids. Yeah, hey, we'll just call him David. But,
I don't know, Cody Davies or some shit like that.
But both of them have amazing scores that people just freaking put nonstop, buying vinyls and Spotify, just going crazy. So, Brad, actually, let's go with Chris first. Why do you think your score is better than Halloween Kills?
Ooh. You know what, man? Because it's better. Okay. No, I mean, legitimately though. Memento, por favor. I really think that we just missed it. You know, all the Halloween movies kind of play off of the theme and all that. But here we are, man. 40 years later, we get John Carpenter coming back into the fold. You know, and now his son's in there. He's coming back. I mean, what more could you possibly ask for in a score, man? He absolutely killed it. And it's kind of always hovering around there in 18, you know, and it's a little more subdued than it is in Kills. But I like that about it, man. It kind of, you know, it's dragging you through the whole movie, and especially there toward the end whenever shit really starts going crazy. And you can hear the theme. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, and you hear that little lull, that little synth lull, you know, underneath. It's kind of pulling you through there, man, raising the tension up just a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Popping them nips up just a little bit, you know, carrying you through, Bubby. And that's what it's there for, man. That's what it needs to do, and that's what John Carpenter's there for, man. I think 18's got it, man.
I think Kills came. This was obviously one of the most strong points about Halloween Kills. 18's got some good beats, but let's cut it to the chase here. The best song in the whole in the whole franchise, or I'm sorry, that the best song on that whole track was "The Shape Haunts Allison," and that only plays about.
Are you talking about Rampage?
No, I'm talking about in Halloween 2018.
Oh, 2018.
It's called "The Shape Haunts Allison." It only lasts about 10 seconds in the movie. Big mistake. That's the best track. Badass. All that stuff. It was great. Great track. But you have to listen to the CD to get the full effect. You can't see it in the movie because it only lasts about 10 seconds.
It was in there for a little bit.
It was very unfortunate. It went on. It was really cool, but they cut it too short. And the second one here, though, Halloween Kills. You know, that's those beats that are playing whenever he goes up to the car that Mary Chambers is in, and Lindsay Wallace is there too, and then the nurse and the doctor there as well. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie there, as far as the score goes, and it's a good scene as well. But I think the score that's playing there, it's kind of an upbeat kind of thing going on. It really provides a good energy to that honestly was one of the best moments of the two movies because of that, you know, because of the energy that the score brings. I thought it was really good. And we also get some good breathing effects there as well. They do a good use there of kind of taking the score out whenever the intensity goes up, when he's actually looking for Lindsay Wallace in the tree line there. There's moments there where they actually take the score away, which can be just as strong, right? You got to know when to use it and when to lose it. And they do a good job with that. And I love that. There's a lot of good beats. Obviously, there's some good flashback tunes as well. Some classic Halloween music during the flashback sequence that worked out really well. And I really enjoyed that. And also, there's man, what movie are you going to see where you have a dude getting chased out of a freaking hospital, up the stairs, out the window, that's going to get such a cinematic score than this one right here, man? I tell you, this whole thing got the slow motion, epic score while the guy is just freaking ascending these stairs, the final ascent, I should say. And he goes up there and he's just on the run and he jumps out. Great score, really puts you in the moment.
Are you talking about Figaro?
Yes.
Figaro.
Yeah, it really puts you in the mood for something that shouldn't even fucking be there. You know what I'm saying? It kind of I think the score really adds to that feeling of like, man, what a pointless fucking sequence this entire thing is. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's good music. It's good music. And then there's a good scene. Yeah, like I said, I thought the chase scene here with Lindsay Wallace was much better than the one with Allison, and that score gets to go on a little bit longer. Kind of just comparing those two scenes, I thought this one was done better.
All right, Chris, do you want to throw anything else in there?
I don't think so, man. Not even the, I won't say that I dislike the Halloween Kills score. It's just it wasn't enough, man. The score wasn't that bad, but I don't know, man. You come back to that, that just even the soundscapes in 18, when he there's that slow motion scene when he pulls the mask out of the trunk, and throws that bad boy back on. Ooh, Bubby.
Kills has the better breathing sequences, though, I think. There's a couple of moments in 2018 where you can hear the breath, the breathing, but Kills really nails that one out of the park. And
I'll tell you what, though, in 18, though, whenever you're there in the theater, take yourself back, man. Close your eyes, take yourself back to that theater experience of being there, and you're thinking, man, after fucking, all these years, all these shitty sequels, and finally getting just a good score, man, good sounds in there. How did that feel? Did you get that same feeling with Kills?
I gotta say, a couple of the songs were misplaced in Halloween 2018. As much as I love the soundtrack, you get whenever they do the one take shot when he's walking around the houses and getting the hammer and beating the heads in and stuff like that. It plays the regular Halloween theme there. I think you could have done something a little bit more original. Love the Halloween theme. I'm glad, obviously for the opening and the closing and different moments in the movie. I think that's very well served. But right there, I think you could have done something more. I know what they're trying to do there. Michael's back. Let's play the original theme. But I think you could have done something a little bit different there. And also, they randomly played again later when Hawkins is driving around in the car and he runs over Michael. And again, I just felt like it wasn't really needed at that point. The Halloween theme is something, maybe use it at a different time period. Maybe.
And I hope you get light bulbed.
Chris, you want to add any last statement in this particular question?
I don't think so, Bubby. I don't have nothing else to add to mine. Speaks for itself, man.
Alrighty, and my quick thoughts on it. I think both scores are absolutely terrific. They do a fantastic job bringing into one of my other questions I'll ask later. But yeah, definitely 2 thumbs up on both scores. They did it once again on amazing score. And I want to address this question or this real quick. It's from Galford's Dogs. What's going on? Hey, y'all. I was watching that Michael versus Jason Slash It Out from that we did on Sunday. And while I was doing some work earlier, and Brad is an amazing debater. In fact, I hope he drew the short straw.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Chris is good too, though.
He's not really a good debater. Reason why I'm still up here after all these fucking debates. I'm just not good at this shit, man. That's all right, though. I enjoy it. Rock and roll.
No, Chris, you're a good competitor, man. And I'm going to try to help you out here because we need this losing streak. No, I'm kidding. I'm neutral.
It is what it is, man.
No, I'm just messing with you. I got to say neutral. Entertainment Wizard, what's going on, my friend? I thought chunks of the Halloween kill score felt forced.
You see what I'm saying?
Man, it's to me, man.
It's overbearing, man. Or sometimes that and especially you were talking about when to use it and know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And there's sometimes in the kill score, man, where that synth, especially when you're using the synth, you got to fucking dial that back just a little bit, man. So
I mean, can we just throw in the the score from the trailer for Halloween Kills, though. The violins. Remember the violins? The
Now,
orchestra?
listen, that would have been a completely different story because I waited the whole movie to get that particular sound in there, and they fucking denied me. Hard deny. It was never in there. That bugged me so bad. That was such a great sequence in the trailer, man. I wanted that full orchestra score.
Hell yeah. Here's what I'm going to do, fellas. I'm going to do a would you rather question real quickly before I accept like one that I think I found a question in the chat, especially one I'm saving towards the end because I think it would be a great ending question that won't really count for anything. It's just to let y'all get to explain something on both movies. But my first would you rather question is, would you rather eat the nacho cheese bowl from Halloween 2018 or the Big John Little John spread in Halloween Kills?
Whew.
So Brad, I'll let you go first.
Actually, for the sake of clarity, what cheese plate are we talking about from 18?
No, the nacho cheese bowl. Because remember when Cameron throws the phone into that punch?
Yeah, but that's a punch, not a nacho cheese bowl.
No, it's not punch. They try to make it look like punch, but it's actually nacho cheese.
Huh. Well, we'll just go with it, man. I'm good.
Interessante. Okay.
I'm going to go. It doesn't matter if it's punch, cheese, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You're still going to go with the bread, right? You're still going to go with this bread over here because I think they had a really good spread. You pay a lot of money for this spread these guys had it there on the board there. Like you remember the brunch that one time we paid probably $15 for.
Hold up, sorry, I didn't mean to make your argument, but this is a new acquisition or thing I'm hearing. Banana pudding. Is it really banana pudding? Because I could have sworn it's nacho cheese.
There you go. Destiny said it's nacho cheese from a deleted scene.
Oh, okay. So damn. Okay, I just want to make sure because I love banana pudding personally more. I'm a banana pudding connoisseur, so I wanted to double check that. But sorry, Brad, as you were.
Yeah, that spread's ridiculous, dude. You're easily going to pay $15 for that if you go out for brunch, and that's before you get the Bloody Marys and the mimosas rolling. That's just the spread. And I think right here, even if we're just sticking to the bread, that bread looked good. Like, I mean, even if you're like, okay, you can't eat any other stuff out here, you're going to go with that bread over whatever this punch, cheese, whatever it is. How many freaking high school kids have dipped their hands in there at this point? They're like, oh, I don't need a spoon. I'm just going to put a nacho in there. Nobody needs a spoon. Are you kidding me? We're going to dip it in, and the nacho breaks. There's probably crumbs all in that son of a bitch. You don't want that shit. You want freaking fresh food. You're going to get it with Big John and Little John.
You know what, man? The bread at Big John and Little John's house looks about as hard as that brunch, that biscuit you got at that place that Brett took us. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Brett. That place was solid, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a would you rather question, so there are no right or wrong answers here, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And plus, I wanted to test the poll feature, so I got the poll out right now. What would you rather do, the nacho cheese bowl or the Big John Little John spread?
Yeah, I want the spread, man, and I will tell you why. For reasons that Brad already introduced, a couple months ago, I had my cousin over, and I actually thought of my wife and I tried to make one of those little meat and cheese boards or whatever. And man, trying to put something like that together is not really that easy and not really that cheap either. So I'm gonna go with them. And it looked like a nice little spread they had going there, especially with the little tweed they were smoking in there. They're probably relaxed, probably just hanging out, eating a couple of prosciuttos and salamis, lasamis, what have you.
I like it.
Yeah, and we do got a professional cook in the chat too, and he said Little John has some skills.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. And a knife.
Yeah. Ugh. I just want to entertain the question of that real quick, and let's see here. Oh, Danner, come on! I'm a connoisseur of garbage. Oh,
give me the garbage, baby. Give it.
Gosh. And just to let you know, with the poll right now, we got 8 votes, and right now we're at 75% of the Big John and Little John spread. So I'll keep that
a good spread.
So I'll keep that poll up there just a little bit longer. I wanted to test out that feature towards the end. So let me get to this question.
Give me the garbage.
My name's Chip.
Yeah, that's Hefe, man. Let's see.
That's heavy.
I tell you what, though.
There it is. Both movies had some reconning, if I say that word right, going on. Which one did it better?
Retconning.
Yes.
Who you want to go first here?
Let's go,
Me?
Chris. Or no,
Okay.
or Brad. Let's go, Brad,
Okay.
because would you rather? I don't really count that as a real question to help the debate. So, Brad, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go kills here. Reason being is it wasn't as extreme. Okay, obviously, 2018 retconned every movie in the franchise after Halloween. So that's, in the original run of movies, that's 8 movies that it retconned. 8 things, 8 completely different. It didn't happen here. And you come in here, which is fine. It opens up the floor for a clean slate. But really, the only thing we did here in kills is, we kept Hawkins alive, which we thought he was going to be dead at the end of the first one. And, we find out that he's alive. I think that's simple enough. It's a little bit hard to believe when you go back and watch 2018 if he's still going to be kicking or not. But, he is. And it's buyable at the end of the day. It's not a big deal. I mean, I think we can all say that he was safely killed off in 2018. That was their decision. But at this point, he's back. It works. I like it. Cameron is no longer a douchebag. We all still see that he's a douchebag and acknowledge that, but Allison does not. But again, it's a life or death situation here, so it kind of makes sense. Like, she's not. We'll figure that shit out later. Let's deal with this evil and dying tonight first. So I think that's a pretty good thing that it did. It makes sense. Nothing too crazy happened at the flashback that really messed things up too bad. That wasn't already mentioned in 2018 where he gets captured. So we already knew that was going to happen. That wasn't a big deal. So I think overall, kills didn't do anything too extreme, I don't think.
Well,
and yes, Destiny, he is a douchebag.
Yeah, I was like, your comment just lost you a vote there.
Yeah,
so
unbelievable. Yes, that's right. Come on,
actually, let me just leave that up
there.
Just for Chris' sake. Chris, get a little swig real quick before. What is your response to this?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think that 2018 was a bit heavier on changing the storyline a little bit and altering things a bit, but I will argue that it did it a little bit cleaner. Okay, there wasn't kills. Maybe didn't do as much, but that opening scene is such a fucking mess, man. I mean, it opens here, it opens there. It's it's trying to go here, it's trying to go there. It's confusing, and for that reason, it doesn't really work. So even though there's not a lot going on there, it really doesn't. It doesn't work. In 2018, maybe you have more going on, but it's cleaner, it's neater, it serves the story. As my biggest complaint about kills and my biggest argument against it is that no matter what we bring up tonight, 18 did it better. What do you guys say something?
I think that Galford's dog.
That's good, baby. I thought my headphones had died, but they haven't. Okay. I just think that 18 did it a little bit neater. You know what I mean? It's you see what I'm talking about? Something's going on here, dude.
Somebody's trying to sabotage Chris's victory here. But
no, I have a lot of I have like 3 or 4 different pairs of headphones connected to this, connected to that. And I knew I fucking heard something else, man.
That sounded like it said something about gingerbread house at some point. I'm pretty sure.
I might have activated Siri. I don't know, man. 18 did it better. Whatever.
Okay. Let's see here.
We changed a little bit there where they're not they're not brother and sister anymore. That's just a quick one-liner. It's neat and it serves the story, man. And my biggest argument about kills and anything that we bring up is going to be that 18 was neater, it was more organized, and it served the story. As everything in kills, no matter what we're talking about, it felt very forced and unnatural and just there for the sake of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a good story.
Brad, do you want to do a quick defense on that, or just move on to the next question?
Yes, dude. Obviously, we retcon the fact that nobody else survived the bus crash here, and that they rounded up everybody. They got another dude here the Penguin came back. He came back strong. He was a main character in the movie. I think that's good. You're adding new. That's what you want to do in the second act of a trilogy, right? Is you want to bring in new characters to create new storylines, and you want to do new things. And they do that here, and I think they did a really strong job of that. I did want to point out that there was what's that one you pulled up a minute ago, Bert, man, from Galford's dog kills.
Yeah, here it is, right there for you.
There we go. Yeah, he kills retcon people not giving a fuck about dead teenagers in the 70s, which is true. They did do that. They brought the mob in. But at this point, we also had the Halloween night of 2018, which has turned into be quite the shit show. If you went to the hospital, you see all these dead bodies laying out on the freaking floor for some reason. We won't get into that. But they're out there, and there's a bunch of people. There's more people that's already died in 2018 than they did in the 70s. So at this point, yeah, that mob's starting to build up, but they're doing so probably more so because of this shit's coming back as opposed to the shit that happened 40 years ago.
Chris, quick retaliation, or you get?
I didn't hear anything that Brad said right there. I apologize. My headphones cut out.
I just said you were doing really well.
Thanks, buddy. PSA, anybody buying BioLite, the IV in a bottle, avoid the citrus flavor.
Well, I could have told you that. Thank God.
This is honestly, this is like sucking a lemon's dick. Clean off of it, buddy. This is awful.
Citrus!
Ladies and gentlemen, good real hunting where you have no fucking idea what Chris is going to say or come out of his words are coming out of his mouth. But,
that's true, man. We're unfiltered and raw here. No, man. I just think that's whatever. My movie did it better.
I want to get this from King Negor, and then I'll go with 2 more questions, and then I'll get another one from the chat. I'm passing this. Oh, yeah, you did do that. I apologize. Did the mystique of Michael Myers diminish or grow after watching Halloween Kills, and why?
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I can see the argument. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, the big problem that I had with both of these and the mystique of Michael Myers, if you will, I loved in 18 that they bring him back, and I think one of the bigger themes of that entire movie is that he's just a person. You know, it's brought back several times, and they're having the interview with Laurie. A couple of scenes with Sartain in there where they're like, he's just a man. He can be killed, this, that, and the other. And then for the most part, no, not really for the most part. I mean, even in Kills, man, he walks out and it's like, oh, how is he surviving this fire? And then she has that whole little monologue there at the end where he's transcending. And, we don't really know. That's such an ambiguous line. We don't know if she's referring to this, that, or the other. We don't, So I think that I think it diminished. I think they've killed it a little bit, man. I feel less excited. I loved what they did in 18, and I felt like they shat on it with Kills. That's just my opinion.
Okay, Brad.
I would say
it's the right one.
I would say it grew. I would say it grew for sure. 2018, well, I did like their approach on the character for not doing anything too crazy with him from, because this is a direct sequel to 78. It makes sense. They really didn't take any chances with him in that movie. They just brought him back. They made him human again. He didn't really even make any decisions on his own. Like Sartain had to get him to go to Laurie's house and all this stuff. And that's all fine. That's kind of what you're going for, that lack of motive. I get that. But here in Kills, you add a couple new things to him. You're stretching his legs a little bit as a character. You're taking a couple chances. They do so that starting all the way back with the flashlight, the flashback.
Back with the flashlight. All right, buddy.
Going all the way back to the flashback in this movie. You start to develop this obsession with his house, right? His old house, the Myers house, and this obsession with him looking out the window upstairs in Judith's bedroom. That gets established early on in the movie, and it comes back towards the end, right? Whenever the whole mob thing happens, and he ends up slaying them all after the second time. He slays them all. He goes back up to the bedroom once again, and he goes up there too with the Big John, Little John situation, right? He's up there just looking out the window, doing what makes him happy, right? You add that little bit of element to him. You also bring in the question in Kills more so in 2018: is he supernatural or not? Because you didn't see that as much in in 2018. He very much did seem human in that movie, but he's always been a character of where you're asking yourself the question: is he supernatural or does he not? Does he have a supernatural edge or does he not? That's always been something that you've asked yourself, even in 2018, when he's disappearing behind bushes and disappearing behind cars and disappearing behind clothes and things like that, seemingly, just into thin air. That's always been a question you've asked yourself. I think he stretches that out a little bit more in Kills because he's getting his ass beat left and right. He gets hit with an iron. He gets shot a few times. He has a rough time, but he keeps coming back and he just wants to go stand in front of that window. And I think that's kind of interesting. And and I think he's used very well overall in the movie to kind of build to his character. And that, like in the flashback, for instance, he whenever he's chasing Lonnie Lamb, or he's not really chasing him, but Lonnie falls down and he's there, and Lonnie looks down, he turns back up, he's gone, right? That's very much reminiscent of what you would have seen back in 78, and I think it was perfect.
Chris?
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought he was used really well in Kills too, especially the part where there's like the 30-minute ordeal when they're chasing the wrong guy up the stairs and everyone knows it. And, we get him jumping out the window. He was used really, really well right there. No, I'm just busting your balls. You know what? That is the thing, though. And this probably comes down to personal preference more than anything else. I like my Michael Myers to be more human. I like that he's just this crazy, mentally, whatever, this guy with these mental issues, he's just this crazy serial killer. I like that. I don't need my Michael Myers to be some supernatural dude. So this probably just comes down to personal opinion. I like that they went with that approach and made him more human. I personally think he's scarier that way. I think it's more terrifying that he's just a dude that's fucked up and there to kill people. So I like that aspect of it, and I think they shat on it in Kills. So that probably comes down to personal opinion, I think.
Okay. Brad, any quick last word, or go on with the next question?
Well, I will say, if you want to find somebody with mental issues going on a rampage, just watch Black Christmas. That's all you gotta do. This is a different character. This is more of a mystique character, and I think if you keep him too much into that human side, that loses his mystique just a little bit. And when you add a little bit of these supernatural vibes to him, that builds up the mystique. It makes you ask more questions, and they don't need to be answered.
Alrighty. And let me get these two chats before I go with one of my other questions I got over here. Eric says, definitely shat all over it. And then Destiny says, for me, Kills just shows me that Michael Myers can't be killed unless he's chopped into bitty little pieces. And that's true too, because they are just building up to where you pretty much have to do that in order to officially say Michael Myers is dead.
I've been waiting on them to do that since the first movie, by the way. Somebody just come in there and just fucking
with a freaking katana sword, man. That's what me and Chris won. And Chris, I think you're muted. Oh, actually, yeah, he is muted. How the hell that happened?
Maybe a wood chipper would work out nicely, Fargo style, to stick him right in and send him right over the fence.
What'd you mute me for, man?
It said it lost connection.
They allow?
Yeah, no, we're good now, but because that'd be pretty important to hear you in order. But we're good now. Gotta love technology when things go live. So
keep him muted, dude. Keep him muted. We don't need to hear anything.
No. Oh, dude. Speaking of which. Braden Timmons, what's up, baby?
What's up, Braden?
Yeah, and just in case if y'all don't know who Braden is the director of the newest Halloween fan film coming out, The Haddonfield Nightmare, which is the unofficial sequel to H2O, which it comes out this Friday at 8 o'clock over on his YouTube channel. And I will let you know, highly suggest watching it. I think you're really going to enjoy it, especially if you're a fan of H2O.
And this ain't no joke of a fan film, Bert, man. This is pretty much a full length production here. What it's about an hour and 20 something minutes.
Hour 20 minutes. So you get around the same time as H2O 2. So you're in for an hour and 20 minutes of a good time.
Hell yeah.
H2O 2. I didn't see that one.
So
I'm just busting your berries, buddy.
you're good. So I was referring back to like with the score. I'm going to be tying into this next question. So let's go ahead and ask this question: which of your movies had the better atmosphere and tension? Like what kind of like made you feel uncomfortable, really get you in in that Halloween mindset? Chris, let's start with you, bud.
Yeah, Bubby. 40 years later, man, here we are. We're coming back. We're changing things up. Got this reboot / remake whole thing coming on there, and I think from the first frame of this thing, we got the podcasters out there trying to kind of. Hang on one second. I got to get these headphones dialed in, man. The other ones died. These suck. Hey, say something to me. Say, let Lily lick Lionel's lusty leathers.
Whatever you just said.
Okay,
lickety lick.
Yeah, but had a baby. I think we're. You see, on the other ones, I got to dial down. These, I got to come up a little bit. That's okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, Bertie. What were we talking about?
No, we're talking about tension and atmosphere.
Oh, the atmosphere. Yeah, Bubby.
And tension too, because I'm going to be listening in on that.
So from the first frame of this thing, we get we get Michael Myers. I really love what they do with him in 18. Whenever they have a lot of, and I watched it yesterday and finished it up today for the first time in maybe a couple of years, 2019 or something like that. And I forgot just how much takes place whenever he doesn't have the mask on, right? And I actually found that a lot of those scenes that are like quick cuts with him, especially with the podcaster, someone brought this up a second ago, the bargain bin Ewan McGregor.
That's our boy Daniel Banner. Let me get that.
Love that. And so with the scenes with him, those quick cuts where he's murdering those two in the bathroom and he's maskless. And I actually kind of miss some of that vibe in Kills a little bit, man. I thought that really ratcheted up the tension a little bit. It's kind of quick cuts, but I think it adds to the atmosphere of everything there. And it kind of makes it a little bit creepier that it's cut quickly and they keep like zooming in on his eye. And it's all fucked up, I think that kind of makes it a little bit scarier than just the mask itself, And I missed a little bit of that vibe in Kills. But nevertheless, I don't think that you can deny the vibes in this thing, man. Even I referenced it earlier, that scene whenever he finally gets to the mask in the trunk of that car and he's pulling it over, slow-mo, and they get that little jingle going in there, man. It's hard to top that, of course. And then moving on into it, he's slaying the high school kids and everything. That's fine, all that. This, that, and the other. But then we get to the major showdown there at the end, man. You want to talk about tension, Bubby? I was shitting my pants, man. I should have went to the theater with a Depend on, or at least popped an Imodium or two before I went in there. And because it was some pretty scary stuff going in there, and the tension's ratcheted up to 11, man. Everything's firing on all cylinders. Love it. Go ahead, Brad. He's wrote down a bunch of notes.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that 2018, Halloween in general almost got canceled in 2018 from Sheriff Barker, by the way. I mean, what are we going to do? Cancel Halloween? Anyway. But anyway, one thing I got to say about 2018 is a lot of this stuff takes place at daytime, throughout the day. And I think that kind of takes away a little bit from your atmosphere. You can certainly add atmosphere during the day, but I think in this case, it just kind of seems like a normal day so much, not so much Halloween until later in the movie. Once you get to night, you spend most of the time in Laurie's household. So, if I didn't know any better and I came in and I see Michael Myers chasing somebody around the house, I'd be like, oh, this is Halloween Resurrection. Cool. Good movie. Not really. But yeah, the climax of the movie is all inside a house. There's no atmosphere being built there. And I think that's where it kind of loses some points. Whereas Halloween Kills, you get out there, you start things off with this amazing flashback to 1978. Okay, which it actually, I did not think it was going to happen when they said long ago they were going to bring through this flashback. It's going to continue the night of 78. I was like, okay, cool, but there's no way it's actually going to feel like the same night that Halloween was set in 1978. But it does. It feels like that. It was almost magical. It brings you back. It very much feels like this could be Halloween 2, the way this thing starts off. And the way everything looks, the way Michael looks, the way the blue lighting's in there, and the way Michael's walking down the street and Lonnie's out there and the music playing. Everything really just wraps up perfectly, and it really does feel like an organic follow-up to 78. It feels like the same night, which is absolutely amazing. Never thought I would say that, because I thought that was something that I would never really feel again in a Halloween movie, but I felt it here. I felt that I'm really actually following up to Halloween 1978 here, which is very impressive. You can really soak in that environment there. Also, I thought the scene, I talked about it earlier when talking about score, but I thought when he's chasing Lindsay after he gets hit in the face with the sack of rocks, that is, from Lindsay, and then he chases her into the woodline. I thought that was one of the most tension-filled moments in the movie, both of these movies. Because, like I mentioned earlier, the lack of score, the Michael breathing, the use of lighting on Michael as he's walking through the trees, and you can barely see him. You can kind of hear him breathing, but you can't really see him very well. And Lindsay's kind of hiding under a little bush over here, whatever it was, a bridge or whatever it was. I thought that was a good moment, especially after how much ass he just tore up over there by the car. Lindsay's in trouble here, and she actually ends up getting out of there no problem. I thought it was really good. But it was really a nice moment of tension, I thought. And also I thought, again, kind of going back to the atmosphere, the Big John, Little John stuff, right? Really actually feels like Halloween. Like they're having a good time. They're done with work. They're having some drinks. They're making some spreads. And, they got some spooky music playing over here. I think it really does feel like Halloween night with what they're doing there. And I think, overall, I thought this felt more like Halloween than 2018 did.
Damn, guys, both very compelling arguments, because, that's why I was
one thing that I forgot about there, Birdie. I don't want to interrupt you. I don't mean to, man. But what about the bus scene in 2018? Right?
Oh.
The old man and his son are kind of arguing a little bit there. He's like, God,
don't shoot,
Dad. I want to go to dance class, and I don't want to be going hunting. And he's like, holy shit, And there's a bunch of dudes walking around outside. We see this thing. The little boy has to walk outside with a gun. He knows Papa is probably dead already, but he walks outside with a gun, and the security guard. I'm sorry, dude. That scene where he shoots, don't shoot.
So that's what I was referring to. Don't shoot.
Yeah, instantly shoots him. It's hilarious, but nevertheless, the tension is still at an 11 right there, dude. And I totally forgot about that scene. And then guess what? He gets back in the car. Oh my goodness, Papa, where are you? Michael Myers, bam, dude, kills this teenage boy or however old I don't know. He might be like 10 or 11. I'm bad with child ages, so I don't know how old he is, but he's a young boy and murdered on the spot. You know what I mean? No more. So we know right there, man, atmosphere, tension. We know we're getting into a brutal kill fest. So it's fucking, wow. It's going to be awesome right there, dude. And nothing in kills can beat that, dude.
Did Michael Myers pay the toll troll or no? Anyway, the
troll toll. I think he did, dude.
No, I think I'm pretty much good with that. I think they both had their moments. I think 2018 to me just feels more like Halloween. Especially, man, that flashback I think is unbeatable. And I know it's kind of a cheap answer, but it's that good. Where it literally does feel like the same night, and that there's a lot to be said for that.
Thank God this is live. Everybody heard that, right? He said Halloween 2018 just feels like Halloween. I love that. You're absolutely right. And I appreciate
take it back. Take it back.
No.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh, man. And what's up, Josh from Camp Blood Media? How are you doing? And okay, guys. Yeah, you're screwed.
Scrap that from the records. Yes. I object.
Nope. Wherever the Richmond Sea goes. So, all right. I think it's time to throw you all a very tough question here, and I think this is the toughest question I have on my list. But I think we're getting close to the hour point, so I think it's time to ask this. James Jude Courtney. A lot of people are loving him as Michael Myers and what he's able to do, or his interpretation of Michael Myers in this franchise. Even a lot of people have him as their personal favorite Michael Myers. So let's add him into this debate here. And Brad, question is, which performance is better of James Jude Courtney in both Halloween movies?
That's an easy decision, Birdman. I think that's going to go Kills all day because he gets so much more time to be fleshed out as Michael Myers here. He's got the entire movie fully decked out in the Michael gear, ready to rock. He's got one sequence at the end where his mask is gone. We get that, but he does, even that's done very well. And you get a lot more action out of him here. You get to see him in action quite a bit more. You see him early and often. He coming out of the house with his fucking fire putting out tool. They're ready to freaking rock, and he comes out, kills some firefighter. Even in the sequences when he's still in the basement were great. Starting there, coming out of there, kicking ass with the firefighters, moving from there, walking around. Like I've already mentioned the car scene earlier with Lindsay Wallace and all that. That was one of my favorite sequences of the movie. I won't talk about Lindsay anymore, but when he kills the other people in the car, he looks fantastic. He looks like old school Michael Myers right there, man. The way he's standing at the back of the car with his fucking he's got his mask in one hand, he's got the knife in the other, and he hops up on the car and all that shit. That was fantastic. That was what they say, vintage Michael Myers. That's what I would call it, vintage Michael Myers. This man's 60-something years old. He's still tearing it up, by the way. But no, that was a great sequence. And I also liked all the stuff with the drone couple there. When he's freaking stabbing the dude in the back, all that stuff's fantastic. But at the end of the day, I could go on and on about all the kills and everything in this thing. At the end of the day, James Jude Courtney gets more time to shine in this movie. And so I think, that's the biggest thing we need to talk about here. And he delivers all the way throughout. Whereas in 2018, it takes him about half the movie, give or take, to get back into shape, so to speak, and start killing again.
Chris, why do you think James Jude Courtney was better in 2018 versus Kills?
Yeah, I can't argue that he gets more time to be Michael Myers, right, in Kills. But as far as his performance goes, I really tell you, it's for the electrolytes, but if you guys are going to do it, probably get something else. But I think in 2018 is a better performance for him. And just for me, for the character overall. I love the opening scene of 18 when we get there and he's maskless, and we keep getting the shot of the eye. I mean, he does have the one scene in the flashback sequences are great. Everyone loves to see Michael Myers. As far as James Jude Courtney is concerned, he has the one scene there at the end of Kills where he's maskless, but he's out of focus. He's sort of in the background a little bit. I like in 2018 that we get the scene at the beginning where he's kind of let's say vulnerable a little bit there at the very beginning, where we're being introduced back into this world after 40 years, and we have that scene with him. And then even, and I kind of spoke about it before, when he's in the bathroom, the kill scenes in the bathroom and all that. I think for the actor, that physical presence is so much more terrifying and so much more forceful whenever he doesn't have the mask on. I think that serves the character way better in 18 than it is in Kills, even though we get to see a little bit more of Michael, and yeah, maybe he's more brutal, but we're just talking about kills and stabby stab shit there, right? In 18, we're talking about like physical presence, like, actual intimidation, and James Jude Courtney in there getting to fucking tear it up, just as an actor, not as a masked man, so to speak. So I think 18 takes it, man.
And Brad, before I let you rebuttal, this is a really good point. Carpenter said the flashback was originally meant for 2018. Kills would have really been screwed over then.
Don't say that, dude. That's my only little. That's my.
You don't say that. You don't say that.
That's my chance for victory.
But hey, it's true, though, and we wouldn't even be doing this slash it out if that were the case. So, but Brad, do you have any counter to this argument?
No, I think he pretty much tears it up, man. Just seeing him up in that window smiling out there, just having a good time on Halloween night, just at the end of the day is all you need to see from James Jude. Knocks it out of the park, solidifies his entry as the #1 Michael.
He's also in another movie called Halloween. Never mind. I was going to have an inappropriate joke there. I'm just going to save it.
Yeah, so just keep it rated R. They'll go X-rated, man. But
just roll with it, dude.
God, Marty. I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I think let's check on the poll real quick because I got another Would You Rather.
You know what? In 2018, also, Destiny made a good point. Cameron is alive there, and I just love Cameron.
Get out of here! You're sucking up for points at this point. Leave.
Yeah, I was like, disregard that comment. That is banned.
He knows that he made a mistake, and he's just a good guy, man. I mean, you know, he was willing to be Bonnie to Allison's client. I mean,
let me tell you this, Destiny. Which movie did Cameron better though? Kills did, right? I mean, he may have died, but he at least was a good dude in Kills.
No.
And we liked him more.
Chris,
he got his character moment.
The Richmond get to do whatever they want. So, Chris, you got to tell the joke now.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that James J. Courtney was one of the main reasons I voted for him. He was also in a spinoff called Halloween Fucks. It's on Vivid Videos. You guys can see that, and you can see another big reason why I like him. But that's
God. Okay, enough.
Simple joke.
Never tell him to say the joke.
Yeah, never again. But let me go ahead and tell you the results of the poll. We had 19 votes. Guys, thank you so much. We got officially 68% goes to for Would You Rather for the food topic. And that is Big John and Little John spread at 68%.
Oh, yeah. Both votes.
So that is a win for Halloween Kills. So let me go ahead and end that.
Hey, but I voted for that one too. Is that not? I don't. That's not. What? Who? It goes to the guy in the $4,000 in the $4,000 in the $4,000 suit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, you did not just do liar right there. All right, I'm typing in the next poll question real quick. And actually, as I'm typing it in, let me go ahead and just ask you all this poll question. Would you rather? Would you rather hang out with Oscar and eat guacamole in sexy ways from those chicks? Or would you rather go a heavy night of drinking with the original OG characters? So that is with Tommy, Lindsay, Lonnie, and Marion. So I think, Brad, we'll go with you.
I like guacamole as much as the next guy, but you can save the other characters, but me and Lonnie are going to go out there and get obliterated. I think we're going to have a really good time. And I think, he's going to tell me some stories and I'm going to sit there and I'm probably not going to listen to him too much, but every once in a while I'll chime in and we'll have a good talk. And I think he'd be a really fun guy to hang out with for the night. Tommy, he can be a little bit extra. Lindsay, she seems pretty cool. I wouldn't mind. Lindsay could stay. The nurse can go hang out with Tommy somewhere. The nurse, we don't need Marion around. Okay. No offense, but she's a little bit of a buzzkill. And she brings death with her wherever she goes. So I think she can stay, but me and Lonnie and Lindsay, we're going to have a really good time. And we're going to get some wings.
See, I love wings, so that's a selling point right there. I don't even like guacamole, but I do want to hang out with Oscar to try hitting on those sexy ladies too. Chris?
Yeah, I love guacamole actually. And I would like to be fed it sexily, whatever the word is, by hot girls. But I don't even like that character that much. And I'm all for drink and karaoke. So give me the old characters, not just a select few of them like Brad's trying to pull over here. Give me all of them, dude. I'll hang out with all of them. I'll party with every one of them, dude. And we'll have a great time doing it.
Chris, that's a better
that's right, man. Halloween fucks the night he came.
Okay.
That's it, Bubby. You look for it on Vivid Videos. If no one's made that yet,
I don't think nobody's
doing
made
some
it yet.
casting.
Yeah, we're gonna start moving into production on that.
$1 million idea right there. Coming soon to an OnlyFans near you. No, listen. I would drink with all of them, dude. It wouldn't bother me at all. Give me Tommy and Lonnie and Lindsay and fucking with the nurse and her husband and Marion. Give them all to me, dude. I'll drink with them all. We'll have a great time.
Oh, dig gum. No love for Oscar right now. We got 7 votes and it's 86% to hang out with the OG characters.
Absolutely,
yeah,
Bubby. I will show up with a bottle of Tanqueray and a shotgun, and we'll have the fucking time of our lives up there, buddy.
And
quote
look at
Kenny Powers.
But Chris, I'm surprised though you didn't want to go with Oscar with the guacamole and get feed guacamole in sexy ways though by those chicks, especially that one girl that paying herself like a tiger and making out with Cameron. I figure you'd be all over that.
Lindsay's pretty hot too, though.
Yeah, she is really fine.
Yeah, Bubby.
She's like a fine wine, finer with age.
That's right. Give me the older lady, man.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Since we're talking about like with Cameron and for those type of characters, so let me go ahead and ask this question. And as we're going this question, if y'all got other questions you want to be asked for this debate, go ahead and do so right now. We talk about Cameron, and I'm not for this question. Don't talk about like characters that appear in both movies, but in your particular movie in general. So like if they're in Halloween 2018, but they're not in Kill. So try to keep that in mind. But what movie has the better side characters?
Who's going first this time, Brett? I forgot.
I'm trying to remember.
It's Brad. I went first last time.
Okay, so Brad, go ahead.
Well, I think it's Kills, right? Because you have honestly.
And Brad, sorry, time out real quick. I want to address this with Josh. These questions. Where's my mouse? There it is. These questions should not have any influence over the movie's wins. No, I do not count those like for swing. Those are just kind of like fun questions, like to take a break from arguing.
Yeah, you got to have a break.
And then this is a sponsorship right now of Danger's message of fuck giraffes. All right, as you were, Brad.
Kills takes the cake here, man. And it's really because, and this is a huge dark horse surprise, but it's because of Lonnie. I never would have expected it coming in, but he was fantastic. The guy, Mike Flanagan's put this guy on the map, right? He's put him in everything. Midnight Mass, Hill House. He was in fucking Dr. Sleep even. And his name slipped in my mind. I'm sure Chris knows it because he knows everything. But the guy's fantastic. Lonnie Lamb, the actor who plays Lonnie, he's in all of Mike Flanagan's stuff, everything. It's because of him. He brings a lot to the performance, and he's great. And I think, again, a dark horse surprise. You bring back all these returning characters: Tommy, Lindsay, Marion, brackets in this damn thing, right? But Lonnie's the one that stands out, and he's one that we really haven't had any time ever in the franchise to spend some time with. And he was he was fantastic. You had a little bit of father-son element there. You had a good moment there in the car with Allison too, when they're talking about, she gets reminded that her dad's dead and all this stuff. It's fantastic stuff, and I really think it was good. It was a good moment, and I don't really appreciate what they did with this character in the flashback as much, because I think he was meant out to be the bully in 78, so I think they kind of changed his character around a little bit. But at the end of the day, the adult version really kicked ass. Tommy was fun, he was great. Okay, I lied. But Lindsay was good, she was really nice. A lot of good characters. But we also had Big John and Little John, man. Get out of here. When you go to 2018, you got freaking, and I'm sorry for saying this, Destiny, you got damn Cameron, kind of an asshole. You got the other dude, his Cameron's friend. We've been talking about him,
Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, he's kind of he's a little bit of a fun guy, but he's also still kind of a weirdo. And then I thought the best characters in that movie were the babysitter and God, I can't remember anybody's names right now. But
are you talking about from 2018?
Yeah, I thought the best characters was the babysitter, Julian,
Vicky and Julian. Yeah,
and the other dude,
guy for dogs. Dave. Fuck. Shit, you're gonna die, Dave.
Dave. Yeah, all that stuff was great. I thought they were the best, but they all died first, right? They didn't really get a chance to flesh out as much. So I think really at the end of the day, I think the Big John and Little John here is really going to take the cake easy. They got that spread. They got everything you need.
Chris.
Oh, fuck beans. I'm sorry, man.
You can't do it. You can't beat Big John, Little John. You just can't do it.
Big John, Little John. For the record, I love those characters. But here's the thing about the side characters in Kills. A large portion of them are the OG characters. And as we have already hashed out, they suck. They don't serve the story. They're basically just there to show up and say, hey, remember me? I was in 78. Now kill me. I mean, that's essentially the extent of it. I love the side characters in 18. Some of them, even though they're annoying, they're fun characters in the sense that they serve a purpose to the story, and they're, I mean, it's sort of, when 18 came out, it was like a reboot, remake kind of situation, and so it is kind of a nod back to the Laurie Strode and her friends back in 78. So there's kind of a parallel going on there between the characters in 2018 and what happened back in 78. And they serve that function perfectly. They're likable characters, I will say, and they serve the story. Kills was completely flawed because if those had been new characters, I don't think that the criticism would have been as bad. I mean, at least for me, it wouldn't have sucked that bad if it had just been characters that just kind of show up and they're just there and they're there to die. But the fact that they're OG characters and they're being brought back, you want them to do more. There's a certain pressure on them to serve the story in some way, and they don't. I mean, I think even if they were new characters and they were as useless as the OGs, it probably still would have pissed everyone off. But the fact that they are the OG characters and they're just brought back to die and for no other reason, just to show up and be like, hey, I was the original, now, it's my turn to die. Stab me. That makes it all that makes it all worse. So at least in this one, it's like they're original characters. They're there to serve a function, and they sort of there's a sort of homage to 78 in the characters. That's my argument.
Okay, and before I let Brad counter real quick, this comment really has intrigued me. Destiny, please explain why Oscar is the real villain of 2018. Because I'm pretty sure it's Michael Myers who was the real villain.
Because he's a predator.
He got Cameron fucked up. Supposedly.
No, from the movie, Cameron say he got himself.
That's right.
Fucked up.
He did get himself fucked up. But
that's right.
Oscar was pilfering those beers pretty heavily though. He had his own little share.
Or I just call him Foggy 2.0 from Foggy from Daredevil.
Yes. I think
but go ahead,
just
Brad.
briefly, I don't have a lot to say on top of what I already said, but I think it's impressive despite bringing all these returning characters back, the biggest standout was the new one, Lonnie. I think that was impressive. But the biggest thing I got to say here is at no point in 2018 was there ever a movement as big of the movement of Big John, Little John. That's been the talk about on social media from for the last couple weeks, and you didn't get that coming out of 2018. You didn't have any.
What about the cop who had the heart of gold? Who got the other cop? He talked to the good Vietnamese folks that the restaurant that he goes to and got them to make him a damn peanut butter and jelly bun.
See, I should have included that to go up against the spread, not the freaking nacho cheese bowl.
I tell you though, that's a part of the movie that a lot of people didn't like for 2018. That was high up on the list of people's negatives, was that moment in the movie, just because it felt weird and out of place. So
that's the little bit of the little humor that's in there for 18. You gotta have it. It
was served way better with Big John and Little John. I gotta tell you, that moment was way more popular, and it was actually that was people's biggest positives from Kills, whereas banh mi sandwiches were the biggest negative from 18.
Now I want you to rephrase that. That was people's only positive for Kills. If you can say
now
that,
get out of here. No.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have anything else you want to say on side characters?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I think I said it all. I think that's we're rich with it in 18, man. They serve the story. They're there, man. They're good, written well. Can't ask for more.
Okay, Brad. Same goes to you. Do you got anything left to say about your side characters?
I'm Fine.
Alrighty.
That's true. He was chubbed out.
And none of this, and this comment right here, both teams will not get credit for. I cannot believe Chris did not mention Ray and peanut butter over his penis.
I wish you would have. That would have been easy.
I know. It's like Chris could have easily talked about it, and Brad could have easily harped on it. So I'm pretty shocked that none of y'all mentioned Ray there.
Ray was a bigger character in Kills.
You can't say anything now. We're past it.
I'm just saying he was a bigger character in Kills than he was in 2018.
Maybe, but We'll never know. So, because y'all both missed your opportunity on that. But the opportunity I'm not going to let you all waste on this is because I think it's two of the higher points of both movies. The beginning, the first, like the opening scenes. So, what is the best opening scene out of these two movies? Chris, we'll go with you.
Oh, good. Good, man. You know what? From the opening scene of that clock ticking, and us walking into, sort of getting into to this world again. I mean, it's top notch, man. It's there. It's ratcheting everything up. It's bringing us back into this world after all these years, and you come back in, and the what's that guy's fucking name? Sartain, man. That mustache. For what it's worth, I really don't like that character, but I'll save that. And but we get back out there, man. Like I talked about before, I think that whole scene where they come outside and they're trying to evoke, even though it's just these two journalists, which I thought could, whatever. They're great, man. The journalists are great. They come out there and they're trying to sort of evoke some kind of response from Michael. And he pulls the mask out and all the crazies go crazy. The loony bin is fucking going wild. And cue the intro, man. I mean, I don't really know what more you can ask for there at the very beginning of this, to bring us back in after 40 years, man. You get Michael Myers without a mask on. You see his crazy little eyes all beating to shit over there. And the moment becomes more tense by the second. And then, it's like, oh God, what's going to happen? And then at least for me, when I watched it the first time, it kind of felt like, oh man, he's about to break out. He's going to pull this dude's dick right off and he's going to take the mask and he's going to walk outside. But they don't go that route. Instead, they just ratchet the tension up to 11 and then cue the credits. You know what I mean? And I love it, man. For 18, for being away for all this time, and people knew that it was going to kind of be a direct sequel to the original. And I think that was the perfect entry point to get people in the mood for this again, if you will. Damn.
All right, Brad. Talk about your opening for Halloween Kills. Why is it better than Halloween 2018?
All 6 of them. Sorry.
Oh yes, I'll give 18 some credit. There is some genuine tension out there for a rather simple scene. They did a really good job with it. But Kills takes the cake here easy because 2018 is starting off with people you don't give a fuck about. These podcasters come out here, you don't know their names at this point. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're doing. They have not been established yet. You don't know anything about them. They come out there, they start the show. You have no emotional connection to them. If Michael were to turn around and chop both of their heads off before it started, you wouldn't give a fuck. You would be like, actually, you'd probably be pumped. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah, Michael's back, baby. But at this point, Kill starts off with one of our favorite characters from 2018. That's being Deputy Hawkins here, LT. Great character. He was fantastic in 2018, and a lot of people are really sad to see him go, but he didn't go. He came back, and that gets revealed here very early on in Kills, and he comes back strong, and I think that's awesome. We get that moment. We see him gasp for air. He's still alive, and then he says, evil's going to die tonight. I got to do it, or something along those lines. I'll have to watch it again to get the quotation exactly right. But then it cuts to this amazing flashback, which I've already harped on. I'm not going to do it again here. But it's absolutely fantastic, unparalleled, takes you back to 1978 with everything about it. It's awesome. But more importantly than being nostalgic and bringing you back to 78, it adds some moments to Hawkins' character, which is setting up Halloween Ends later in the trilogy here, which is fantastic. That's the most important part about this flashback is we get to dig deep into Hawkins as a character. We see him fuck up in 78. It doesn't get to the ending yet, but he killed his boy. He killed his boy right here. Killed him bad. And he missed his opportunity to take out Michael. I think that's great. And now you can see where Hawkins gets his motivation at now, right? And that's going to play a big part in Ends. It's going to be the Hawkins and Laurie show. So I thought that was fantastic. And then you go in, I can't remember exactly when the opening credits come on. So I maybe overstayed my welcome a little bit because we still have a couple more openings here. But you get the whole the opening night, the fire and all that shit, where him busting out. Obviously, that's badass too. And you already have that momentum from 2018 carrying you into the night. So I think that's that. Obviously, you can't go wrong with it. That the Kills ending.
Alrighty. Chris, do you have a rebuttal or just like an extra comment you want to add to your movie?
I don't think so, man. For the record, I do love the flashback sequence of kills. I just didn't like that there were so many, like, let's go, we have to go here, and then we have to go here, and then we have to go here, and then and now after we've got these 4 opening sequences together, roll credits, baby. We're ready to hop back into the movie. It would have been more applicable, really, to just say previously on Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, and then play like a hodgepodge of all that in 2 minutes, and then get it started. I don't like the here and then here. It's just a mess. Structurally, it's a mess. And narratively, it's a mess. I mean, if someone had walked into that and hadn't seen 2018 in a while, they would have been like, okay, well, fuck, we've got about like 8 different, loose ends they just tied up before we're even going to start the new movie. So that's the only thing. I do love the flashback sequences, just don't like that it's a mess. And in 2018, they benefited from, it's an entry point back into this universe, back into this world again, and I thought they did it really well. And like we talked about, it's a very simple scene. A couple of shitty podcasters show up, maybe good podcasters, I don't know. They show up and ask a couple of questions, and just in one simple scene are able to ratchet tension up to 11 and really bring you back into this world. And I think it's a great. We talk about, it's a remake, it's a reboot, and it brings you back into the world of Michael Myers. And it also speaks to the fact that these podcasters are here, which is like a kind of a conduit for the audience, which is, people are still obsessed with Michael Myers after 40 years, and the shit that he did 40 years ago, people are still obsessed with it. And that's kind of what the podcasters are there to represent. So I just think it's a great entry point. It's a great way to bring people back into it. And it works a little bit better than Kills.
Okay,
that's all.
Brad.
Sorry, that was lengthy. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. I was digging it, man. Just you're good.
I think I'm pretty much good. I think it went long enough with the first argument there. But let's get real though about these podcasters. They're probably a couple losers. They probably have like 500 subscribers. It's like it's not even a big deal. You know what I mean? It's like,
what are you saying? We're the freaking podcasters. What the hell? Deduction of a point.
I said maybe they were good, man.
Oh man, but I saw Destiny ask the question, and I actually had this question on my notes. So awesome. We'll go ahead and just get straight into it. Let me pull up her question. What about the ending for both? Which movie has the better ending?
The one that has an ending.
Has an ending, my ass. It had such of a lack.
And before we get into it, I also wanted to. I've been noticing in the chat. We got our next Slash It Out episode. We're going to have Desi go 1-on-1 with Chad, and the topic is Cameron. So that is going to be the next Slash It Out episode. So
I don't know, man.
But Brad, go ahead and explain why Halloween Kills has the better ending.
Well, it's got an ending, because 2018 doesn't. Obviously, 2018 was such a lack of an ending. They made a movie that follows up the exact same minute that 2018 leaves off. Like, how much of an ending can you have at that point if you're really going to roll right into the next set of footage? Come on now. Let's go ahead and get rolling with that. I think it was very indefinite. Nobody died at the end of 2018. There was no stakes. Roy died. Oh, big deal. Oh, yeah, peanut butter on his penis guy. He's gone. Oh, yeah. So not a big deal. Nothing happened. No stakes got raised. No questions got thrown out into the ether. No questions got answered even. Michael was on fire in the basement briefly, but it cut away. We didn't see him die. There was no chances being taken. And Laurie's going to the hospital. So obviously this is a movie that at the time didn't know it was going to have a sequel, but it did really well. So they made a sequel out of it, and they made it pick up where that movie left off. You got to think about that. When 2018 came out, it wasn't supposed to have a sequel. Yeah, it was alluded to. They probably were going to do it. They didn't think this was going to bomb, but it was written to be one movie. They didn't have anything else in mind after it. Kills came after it made $250 million at the box office. So at the end, that was going to be your ending. You don't know if Michael's going to be dead or not. It didn't have an ending at all. Kills, yes, the ending could have been better, but at least you kill off freaking Karen. and you set this epic battle up and ends when you have fucking Laurie and Michael going after it with a little bit of Hawkins on the side. You set that up. You set a vendetta storyline up, and you have Michael looking out his windows, which was actually set up at the beginning. And let's scrap that last little sentence. Michael wins in this one. For the first time in the franchise, Michael wins at the end of the movie. He's actually on top, looking out the window. He killed some assholes, and now he is ready for the next adventure. He's on top of the world at this point, which has never been done in the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've been saying ever since they announced Halloween Kills that I've always said that Michael needed the winning kills, kind of like Empire Strikes Back, like where the Empire won the dark side. So
Yes.
that's a very good point there, Brad. Chris, do you have a good point of why your movie of Halloween 2018 has the better ending?
Yeah, Bubby. So listen, I'll say that a setup for an ending is not an ending at all. For me, that's exactly what everything is. So even though people maybe not have known that Halloween Kills was going to exist when they made 18, everyone has known that Halloween Ends was going to exist the second that they announced Halloween Kills. So we all knew that this was going to be a mid-piece, and even though there is a great shocker at the end of it, and it's a great setup for a final showdown, we know that there is more to do with this. This is just a setup for an ending. And the thing that an ending requires, a third act does require, is some sort of emotional catharsis, right? There should be some sort of build-up throughout your story and then an emotional payoff at the end. Kills doesn't give you that. I mean, there's a shocker at the end of it. What is the point of the shocker if it doesn't hold any emotional weight? I mean, that's what you're there for. And yes, it's a slasher. I get that. But any story that's worth being told, right, has some sort of catharsis at the ending of it. At least in 2018, there is a sort of a formal ending there. There is a big showdown at the end. And if everything had ended with 2018, I think people would have probably been okay with that. I mean, they're like, okay, Michael's burning alive. He's dead, whatever. You could have ended it with that. Kills, you cannot leave it there, right? You have to come back and end that. There is no catharsis there. You want more out of it. There's another one coming. So it's kind of just kind of leaves you hanging there. I mean, in that way, it sort of serves its purpose because you've always known that third one was coming. But in 2018, you could do away with kills and be completely fine with it emotionally and structurally. It would be fine that way. So in that way, it has the better ending because it is an ending in its own right, right?
That's a very good point. No, I think that's a very good point. Just because I didn't think they realized in the box office that it was going to give us the numbers that we got in order to create the trilogies that we're going to get right now. So yeah, like it could have ended perfectly the way it is. But I can understand Brad's points too about Halloween Kills being a great ending because the way that they're trying to set it up and kind of leave you kind of like with a cliffhanger. Brad, do you want to elaborate more or anything else you want to throw in or just respond to Chris?
Very briefly, like you said, the Kills ending, yes, it was abrupt and it ends in a weird way, but we knew going into this movie that ends was coming. Like you said, we knew that. So it did its job in setting that up. 2018, could you imagine if 2018 happened and it made $6 million at the box office and they were never going to make a Halloween movie again? Like, how satisfied would you be with that ending in 2018? No, that was the biggest complaint. That was one of the biggest complaints of 2018 when it came out was the ending. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel satisfying. So if it didn't make the money that it did and they never made one again, you would feel kind of like, okay, it wasn't definitive enough. You wouldn't know if Michael's dead. You wouldn't know if he's coming back. You wouldn't know any of this shit. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think I would have been happy if that was the end of the franchise at the end of the day. If they would have done the original ending, maybe, but they didn't. They went with more of an ambiguous ending.
So maybe come down with the personal opinion then, because I think I would have been okay with the 2018 ending. I think I would have been okay with it. But I guess that makes this come down to personal opinion. It just kind of feels like I mean, yeah, kills. I guess you could say that because they knew the third one was coming, they set it up, and that way it's a good ending because you already knew that one was there. But what about the sort of emotional impact? It's supposed to be there. There was none. I couldn't be farther. I couldn't possibly give a shit less about any character in Kills. That's the thing that bothers me the most. I just couldn't imagine it. Karen should have died at the end of Kills, but the fact that that I didn't give a shit that Karen died is a real problem narratively. That's the biggest problem for Kills for me about their ending is I just don't. Karen should have died. I agree with that point, but we should give a shit as an audience, and it didn't work for me. I didn't care. I was like, oh, there's a big shocker at the end. Wow, he kills Karen. Why couldn't you do it in a way that made me care?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Her name is Karen. I mean, make me care.
Ah, man, but Karens are crazy in this world, though.
True that.
Trust me, I dealt with a couple of them last week. But so I honestly really only have one question left, and trying to think outside the box with kind of like this question. And 2018 and Kills has some stinker scenes, kind of like scenes that people do absolutely not like or they just despise. I'm going to give you all the opportunity to try to defend one scene that you don't think it's as bad as the Ever scene, like from the Ever movie. Does that kind of make sense of what I'm trying to ask?
Absolutely.
Like, because I'm giving you all a chance to defend a bad scene that's actually not as bad as it seems. So, Chris, let's wait. Who went last? Chris, did you go last?
I don't know, man.
Actually, no. Yeah, I think Brad did. So, yeah. Chris, let's go with you.
Sure.
Which bad scene in 2018 do you want to defend?
Well, I'm going to bring up the only bad scene that I have ever realized that anyone had an issue with, and it's the one that Brad brought up earlier. My two boys in the cop car. Is there some other bad scene in 2018 that I should be aware of?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple.
Sartain putting on the Michael mask and putting his patient back in the car.
And I got peanut butter over my penis.
And that too.
Yeah, that one's pretty dumb. I'm gonna stick with what I said before because those two are just kind of there's no redemption there. I don't want to fucking hear it. He's gonna be here all night.
Let's do it. Let's go. Come on. Sartain versus Hospital. Let's do it.
No. I said the boys in the car.
Okay.
And that was my whole thing. I never knew any people had an issue with that, but according to you, they did. And I thought that was a nice little bit of humor there. After we get that bullshit scene of Sartain just really, getting his rocks off in the car there, and that whole completely unnecessary bit. So I will say that those two guys in the car was a much needed breath of fresh air. And as far as I understand, is it not also, I could be wrong about this, is it not a nod to the two cops in Halloween 5? Or is it 6?
It could have. Right. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, there's like a Halloween 5. I always saw it as kind of like a nod to that scene. And so in that way, it's just kind of like a callback. It's a nice moment of humor. And these two guys sharing a sandwich, not a boner, sorry. And
then that one officer made the brownie and the chocolate pudding.
Right. Yeah. And I thought it was a nice moment, man. It was a really touching moment between these two adult men trying to track down a serial killer. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Brad, which bad scene would you like to defend?
Well, let's get real here. Okay. 2018, I didn't know which one you're going to pick because there's so many, Kills only has one. So I don't really have the choice of taking. I don't have the choice of taking the easy option here, like you did. So I have to defend this hospital sequence. And let me go ahead and say that, say what you want about it. As silly as it gets, at least it's got something to say. For the first time in the Halloween franchise, it's got something to say. It's coming in here and it's putting some stuff behind the scenes and it's throwing it in there. It's got a message, if you will, that the mob mentality is a dangerous mentality, and obviously it gets people hurt. And this dude flew off a fucking hospital, and the special effects at the end of it were fantastic. Did you see that when he was like, dude, that guy? I told you in the other night. This is a prequel to Ronnie from Halloween. Rob Zombie. This is how he got all broken up over there, bitch, and now he can't work. Okay, he actually survived this incident, but he gets casted up everywhere. And that's kind of what happened. So I think that was really the most important part of this, is the fact that, we find out how Ronnie became what he is today.
I mean, it's a goddamn rat, man.
Yeah. So you had to do what you had to do there. It had an epic score. It had nice slow motion. Yeah, that first person, him flying out the window with his hands and all that, epic stuff, man. Good scenes. And you know what? Like, it's 20 minutes of weirdness, but it does not get anywhere near as weird as some of the other moments in the franchise. So it's really not that bad, is it? Come on.
Oh, sorry. I want to bring up this because I didn't know about this. Destiny says also, neither of the cops were actors. Older man did the special effects, and the younger one was some sort of advisor or something on set. I didn't know that. That was pretty damn cool.
Christopher Nelson, right?
Oh,
possibly.
I think that's who the older guy is. Christopher Christopher Nelson, the guy who does special effects for the movie. He has He has a podcast on YouTube with God, I'm blanking everything right now. The
Christopher Nolan?
No, Nelson. The chat will let us know. They know for sure. Definitely.
Yeah,
the two-headed something.
Let's see here. Reading this comment real quick. Okay. Oh yeah, and that was Chris Nelson. Oh, there we go. Frank got
Sean
it.
Clark. Thank you.
Thanks,
Clark.
Frank. Thank you so much, Frank the man. And let's see here. But which, by the way, y'all did a great job defeating because they to me were some bad scenes, but y'all actually gave me something to think about that maybe actually appreciate those scenes. So great argument, gentlemen. And and Frank says the thing with two heads. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, which I get the name of that podcast. That's pretty creative because I watched the prequel yesterday.
These are all fan questions, right? So these are not really adding to.
That's what I was going to say. About 9 minutes left, so I pretty much got done with more of the questions that I got. So anybody in the chat, if you have any last minute question you want to throw in there, right now it's your chance before I put up the poll.
Well, damn, Bubby, the last couple of questions you've asked have been out of the chat.
Well, no, I freaking out me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I only asked the 3 questions from the chat.
Okay, Rocksteady.
Yeah, so don't attack the moderator. I decide your fate.
Hey, I'm not attacking anybody. I just asked the question. I thought the last couple of few came from the damn rigmarole there. I've been drinking.
What's that word that J-Man threw out there? Tallywhacker? Is that what he said? Tallywhacker?
That's a
no. Christopher Nelson though. I know that we were talking about this a minute ago, but while we're kind of in this limbo, if you will,
just to get the chat to see if a question.
Yeah, he's the guy that does he does the special. He pretty much created the Halloween mask for these last 2 movies and all the special effects for the movies. He's really really cool dude, and it was cool to have him have a moment for him in the movie. So that was a cool moment.
Yeah, and I will say. There is something to be said about the mob scene and all that. I don't disagree with any of that, except for the fact that it has no place in a Halloween movie. It just really didn't. It just doesn't feel right here. It's not that it's a bad sequence or that anything's done poorly, just that it doesn't fit here. It doesn't feel right. It's just completely out of the fucking blue. I just can't believe they went that far down that road.
Hey, it's got something to say at the end of the day. But wait until we get done. Wait until we get out of debate mode, and we'll talk about it some more.
All right. Which that I think that's coming up. I think the chat is slowing down a bit. And I got 2 questions I'm going to ask while the poll is up. So, Eric, I got your question, but I also want to get Jake's question from way at the beginning because I think it's an excellent question, too. So, I think it's slowing down a little bit, which I appreciate everybody in the chat for sticking with us for this long, just the votes. We really honestly do appreciate it. We hope we're entertaining you. I know I'm easily been entertained by these guys. So, okay. So I say let's go ahead and just end the questioning right there. So I'm going to bring up 3 points while I get this poll up and running. So let's go with Jake's question from way at the beginning. If I'm still I can't access it, but I remember the question. But the question is, out of the 2 movies, which one did you have the better theater experience? So
are we still debating or
no? I'm ending the debate officially.
Okay,
just because I don't think that's a fair question for a debate.
Okay, so we're just talking personally now.
Yeah, so we're pretty much going personal because Eric's question is a personal opinion too questions. So let me go ahead and get the poll up while you all discuss the way of your all's favorite theater experience out of the 2.
Okay.
well
Yeah, I can speak to this one. I was excited to see this. The 2018 one. I mean, I was excited to see it. Brad got there a little bit before I did, and I remember we went to we were at a bar one night, and he was like, "Man, 2018 is great. You really got to go see it." I was like, "I'm excited, but I haven't been. I'll get to it at some point." And 100%, man. Went there and was completely blown away, and I was like, "Holy shit, man! You were right. This is crazy. I can't believe they did it so well." And just. I mean, for all the reasons that I've stated before and in our reviews and stuff, I mean, it's a fucking great movie, man. And Kills was a giant disappointment. So it's a simple answer, really.
Okay,
yeah. It's simple, easy peasy, man. I mean, even if it wasn't okay, honestly, like the Halloween 2018 was it was a cinematic experience, right? Like this was something we've been waiting on for 40 years. Which, I mean, me, not personally, because I haven't been alive that long, but, at the end of the day, like it's something we've been waiting on for a very long time to come back to this original night of 78 and go back. I mean, it's comparable to Force Awakens, like it's maybe not quite to that level, but it's in the same ballpark. So it was a huge cinematic experience. I remember counting down the days for this for years, 2 years, I think, whatever they announced it was years in the making. And just counting down the days for this to finally come up, and it did. Obviously, it was an amazing experience. I saw it multiple times in theaters. It was great. Everything, John Carpenter's back with the score and everything like that. It was fantastic. Kills was a fucking nightmare in the theater. Let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and cut it to the chase here, man. I was sitting next to this dude. Was not only on his phone the whole time, but he was scrolling. Like he was like, I don't even know why he was there. Like he was scrolling Instagram the whole time. Like literally just scrolling Instagram. Like, why are you even there? Like he was just sitting there scrolling Instagram. And when he wasn't,
was it a packed theater where you were at?
It's completely packed. Yeah, completely packed. Okay. And I'm not going to say anything because at that point it becomes even more of a distraction. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you can kind of block that out, but if you start getting into arguments with people, it's like, okay, now you're really missing shit. So like, whatever, put your hand up. It is what it is. But there's times like he's like these his videos would start playing audio at times, like basketball videos. You're hearing the court going chirp, 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 chirp when they're hitting the court. And then he's like, then he kind of freaked out and he puts his phone up. It's like, yeah, finally we're here. And then when he didn't have the Instagram up, he was commentating on the movie. He's like, oh man, no, don't go up there. Like all this stuff, like he was super into it, like talking out loud. And I'm like, I don't know which one I hated worse. I would rather you have your phone out, I think, because now you're just fucking talking. But either way, like, and at the end of the day, it was still a very disappointing movie too. So, you had that going into it as well. So, I know I talked a lot of shit about 2018, but obviously I think that's the superior movie here. I just had to do what I had to do.
And then, from my experience with 2018, easily in my top 3 of favorite movie theater experiences of all time because it was packed. Everybody was just excited and just really wanted to see Michael Myers back onto the big screen since 2009. Such a long wait for a highly anticipated movie, and nobody was disrespectful. Nobody was on their phones. Nobody was talking. They were really into the zone of the movie. We gasped when we were supposed to gasp. We cheered when we were supposed to cheer. We laughed when we were supposed to laugh. It was such a fun experience. Unfortunately, Halloween Kills did not do that for me. I had a mother sat right behind me that talked pretty much the entire time, asking what the hell is going on. And then I had an elderly couple sitting a couple of rows down from me to the right. They've been on their phones throughout half of the movie, and I had to use my foot to block out the light. And oh, dude, I was getting so pissed off. It frustrated me so bad. And my theater, unfortunately, wasn't packed either. So it kind of made me wish I drove up to Knoxville to the nice Regal or the Cinnabar to try to have a better crowd. So those were my two personal experiences with both movies.
Well, look here. Destiny says that she fished 2018 feeling happy. So,
there you go.
Yep.
See, try to find anything else. Oh yeah, I gotta get to Eric's question, and then we'll wind this sucker down. Eric says, "What is your all's ideal concept of Halloween Ends?"
Out of the gate, I like the idea they're going with jumping ahead of 4 years. I think that's a great idea because at this point, I feel like this night of 2018 has been played out, and plus, there's really just not much night left. So I really like the idea of letting Laurie and Hawkins and everybody kind of heal up that's left, right? And I like the idea since they did a really good job. One thing Kills did really well with is building the character up of Hawkins. So I'm excited to see him come back in Ends and kind of finish his arc and work with Laurie. And I'm actually genuinely excited to see how these two work together and what happens with them. So I actually just kind of seeing them kick ass. Allison stepping up to a bigger role. She's going to be a little bit older now too. Maybe even being the main character of this movie. So yeah, I'm just that at this point, I kind of want to see something. I don't know. We're gonna do more videos on this in the future after I think about it. We all think about it a little bit more, but I think at the end of the day, I want to see something kind of kick things off. Like they've been thinking for 4 years, maybe they're safe. Obviously, Laurie's like, no, we're not safe. We're gonna fucking die. But I want to see something kind of kick off the story again. Maybe a killing happens or something like that, and then they kind of go after him at this point. But I think we'll all kind of think about this a little bit more and do a full fleshed out video for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. Before you get to your comment, I thought this was funny. An elderly couple gave you problems. You should have pulled out the light bulb, Brett. Man,
busted one out, Bubby.
Man, yeah, I'd be like Laurie Strode, and I will fuck them up. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm not angry towards elderly people. I was just for those two people. So, Chris, what is your ideal concept for Halloween Ends?
My ideal concept for Halloween Ends is... All right, hear me out. Okay, this is my pitch. I think we have some sort of flashback about something somewhere. We have some unfinished business in the past. I'm not sure exactly what it is. We have some sort of flashback scene, and I think we open on Michael, right? And it's kind of dark, and as we kind of pan out, it becomes a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter, and then we kind of see a shot to the side of the head or something, right? And then we realize that it's just a mask like on a pole or something, and then we cut to like Allison with a gun or something, and then she kind of pulls it up, and it's her and Laurie, and they're kind of like out in a field, like in the middle of nowhere, and Hawkins is there, and they've been like kind of training her, and Laurie's preaching the same shit about Michael's coming back. And here's the whole thing. For me, at this point, I kind of want to see this thing take place outside of Haddonfield. I'm probably alone in that, but I'm just like, what they did in Kills and everything, I kind of want to see this go somewhere else. How do you guys feel about that?
I actually heard somebody, I can't remember the idea I heard this from, so I'm not trying to steal their idea. I just can't think of the name of where I heard this particular idea. Somebody actually suggested to take it to Smith's Grove. So kind of like pertains to what you were saying, Chris. And I wouldn't mind that idea if they did the idea right and if the script works for that particular story.
For me, whatever happens, I just hope the concept comes back to family. I love that, and watching it again in yesterday, the 2018. Despite what may happen between him killing the teenagers and all of that, that movie is so centered on Lori and Michael and Karen and Allison, and that's what it should be about. Is that generation, of kick-ass women, and they're there. They're fighting Michael. That's the whole showdown at the end of it, and I can't believe they went away from that in kills. That's one of the biggest disappointments for me, and so I hope that they get back to that now that Karen is gone. I hope that strengthens the bond between Allison and Lori. And obviously Hawkins is there now, so hopefully he plays a big part in it. But I really hope that it gets back to the family drama between Lori and Allison versus Michael. I hope that we get a lot of that. Mm-hmm. I don't care what the concept is, as long as that's the focus. I don't care what the auxiliary is. That just needs to be the focus.
I agree.
Right. What do you guys think? Yeah. What do you think, Brad?
I concur, big time.
Yeah, I concur too. And I'm pretty much simple enough for me, kind of like Brad said. We will do more videos of this as they kind of let time to let all this marinate into our brains, and maybe even a better idea will come out. But pretty much what I want is I want it to end where it began, is the Myers house and Judith's room between Michael and Lori. I wanted to end there where Allison, and I actually want Hawkins to survive in this. So I think Allison and Hawkins will be the lone survivors and ride off to the sunset, witnessing the ending of what we call a long adventure since 78.
Hell yes.
So
I wouldn't mind to see Lori die in the middle. And then, I think that no matter what happens to Lori, whether she lives or dies, Allison has to finish it. And that's all coming back full circle to the whole family dynamic. I think.
Yeah, so she can break her ever leg.
Right. Yeah.
She'll also get broken up there, bitch. She can't work.
I'm broken up here, Michael. I can't kill. But no matter what happens, I think that's the only way that you could really end it, whatever the concept may be. Probably Lori has to die, and then Allison has to finish it. Their bond was strong. She always has that sort of fucked up relationship with Karen. And even though Allison kind of looks at Lori as, she always feels bad for her. You can see it on all throughout the 18 Halloween. She feels bad for her, and their relationship is there. It's a little strained. It's a little weird, but their relationship is there. They care for one another. And I want to, Lori probably needs to die, and then Allison has to finish it off, or Lori needs to get hurt or something like that. Allison has to be the one to finish it. I think it's on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wouldn't even mind that too. Again, if they write it the way where it fits, and because that's to me where Kills really got hurt, was the writing was really bad, and I'm hoping Ends at least cleans it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we are winding down here. You want to know the results of this poll that I have right now?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And we might need to continue with this on Facebook because I feel like we can get a little closer here. But here's what we got for the poll. We got 8 votes, and it is 62% to Halloween 2018 with Chris.
Oh!
So I feel like it's still close. I don't think it's a runaway or anything like that. So we're going to have to continue this poll tomorrow on our Facebook page. That will be the only place we are going to post our poll. So be sure to head over to our Facebook group. We got our links are in the description for that Facebook. So you can find that link for the poll. I would say I will post it around noon tomorrow, and it will go up for 1 hour, and we can get a more definite winner of this particular, because it's just too close to decide. I don't think 8 votes is close enough to decide a winner. Do you think?
Yes, it is, dude. Come on.
Plus, I want to freak Chris out too and get him all nerve wracked. Brad, would you be okay with that as well?
I'm good with it if Chris is, man. But honestly, at the end of the day,
Chris is trying to get that W. I don't think he'd be okay with it.
You know what, man? It doesn't matter to me one way or another, dude. I don't mind doing this at all. I'm just not very good at it. I don't give a shit, dude. I can't
Plus,
be
what I
as
can do too
detailed
is
as
I
Brad.
can get I can get this poll up for the Ever Howling groups on Facebook too. I'm sure they'll be happy to engage as well. But we'll talk about, but definitely on our page, you will be sure to please vote. And we all appreciate y'all voting tonight too. And your voices are indeed heard. And speaking of your all's voices heard, again, thank you so much for being on here. Close to 2 hours. If we really love doing this show, we want to do this show more live as possible. I know there'll be times with our scheduling where that cannot happen. We'll do our best to make them live. But we want to hear from you all. Whatever future slash out matchups would you all like to see in the future, or how? Like for this show, is there something that we can do better? We are always open-minded, and we definitely want to hear from you guys because we definitely want this show to be the best that it can be and to provide the best matchups for you guys.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone for being here tonight.
It's a lot of fun.
Dude, absolutely, it's fun. And this was
Damn! Sorry.
yeah. See, Chris is so jacked up. But man,
Well, I was trying to check the fucking.
Yeah, I know
score
the
of the
Braves
game
are.
here,
I
man.
know the Braves are on. So
I
I'm
know,
getting ready.
Bubby, yeah.
Because I'm getting ready. To,
Yes.
oh, the
Sorry.
Braves! Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're
All
at
right,
5-0.
So I'm gonna let y'all get to it. So, guys, what did you all think? Let us know in the comment section down below. And the only thing we really got coming up is our movie review for Braden Timmons' Halloween fan film of The Haddonfield Nightmare, which will be coming out this Friday, right after his premiere over on his channel. Is when we plan on releasing ours. Is after his premiere, and then on Sunday, we were going to do a premiere, but we decided just at noon on Sunday, we're just going to drop the video, and that is the next chapter of Pennywise and Georgie's Adventures, which is our It parody series that will drop on Sunday at noon.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It's going to be a treat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, thank you guys in the chat. Thank you to our moderators of Destiny. I know Chris was in, Zach was in there. Thank you all so much for watching the chat, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Good questions,
everyone.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Merry Christmas.
Look at them
No
fangers.
comment.